How you guys doing? This is Mike from 603 MTech Autowerks. Today I'm going to be showing you a common problem video on your M278 engines, which are found in your E550, S550, GL550, all those 550s. Watch this video if you own a V8 twin turbo Mercedes engine. So one of your first common problems is the front cover. They leak, and I call this one the alternator killer. What happens is the front cover leaks from the seals, also from the camshaft magnets, and they will leak down, and they'll, as you can see, leak all the way down into the alternator, and this can cause damage to an alternator. Especially on this V8, it's some labor intensive to replace this alternator in the car. As you can see, this side as well, leaking down. And here's another common problem. These turbo coolant lines, they're plastic right here, and what happens is they break. This one, we're actually taking these off because we're replacing the water pump. That's another common thing. The water pumps leak on this. As you can see, all the coolant tracing down. But when you remove these coolant lines break. So this is another big common problem with these plastic coolant lines. And then we also have these coolant lines at the top. As you can see, it's just plastic, brittle, it's leaking down. And then you also have this coolant fitting. This will break when we take it off, so we replace this fitting with all this old coolant line right here. So another common problem, this is due to age and mileage, but motor mounts. Basically what happens is once they get worn, it just causes a excessive vibration in the cab. We're also going to show you the difference between a new one and an old one. As you can see, there's almost an inch difference in height, old versus new. So another big problem is the cylinder head. Anytime a customer comes to our shop with this engine, they tell me they got a misfire. We scan it, and it has either cylinder 5, 6, 7, 8 misfire. Most of the time, the first thing we're doing is a compression check. What happens is the valve seats, they wear out on these. We've actually done, I think we've done 2 of them here already, and you got to drop the engine to do it. But cylinder heads are a big common problem on this. It costs a lot of money to fix. I actually owned an E550, and that's the reason why I got rid of it. Another common problem, this is actually on your V8s, M276 and M278. So your V6 and V8s, they actually use the same camshaft adjusters, and what happens over time is they get loose and worn. They cause a lot of rattle noise on startup. Big time problem. You see it more on higher mileage vehicles. Also your tensioners with the check valve in the back, also causing a rattle on startup. So another common problem, this happens on your early M278s. Basically, there's a seal behind this big front cover. There's a seal behind there, and it wears off. There's actually an LI document for it from Mercedes, and what happens is your coolant and oil start mixing. It's a very big job because this engine has to get dropped. Then you got to take this whole front cover off. Basically kills the engine. What happens, obviously, oil and coolant mix does not go well. You start getting metal shavings in the oil. We've had a couple of them already come through here. You got customers that want to just do the oil cooler. Yes, these oil coolers are common to go, but I will tell you those front covers, that gasket behind there is a big time problem. And as you guys can see, this is a very expensive engine to maintain, especially when it hits higher mileage. These engines are very good. They're fun, I could say. They're fun. They do have their problems, but you have to keep up with them. So if you have a V8 twin turbo Mercedes, or you're looking to buy one, I recommend you reaching out to a shop, or if you're in the New England area, I recommend you reaching out to us.